It is finally prediction time. What is going on, y'all? Faiz Sports all back at it with another video talking, of course, some NFL, and here to give you guys my predictions for the 2023 NFL season. So I'm going to be breaking down all of the division winners, all of the playoff teams, the wildcard teams, my Super Bowl matchup, and my Super Bowl winner. So I know you guys, a lot of you guys asked me for this video. Sorry for the delay, but hey, better late than never. So here we go. I'm going to break this down for you guys. It's going to be a fairly lengthy video, so you probably want to sit back, relax, and get comfortable here because I'm going to break it all down for you guys. But before I do, if you guys are new to the channel, please do subscribe if you have not done so, guys. I really do appreciate that. Best way to support me is by subscribing to the channel and hitting the bell icon so you're notified every time I drop a new video. All right, so here we go. Let's get into this. We're going to start with my division winner. So we're going division by division, and we will start in the NFC here, and I'm going to start with the NFC East. And here we go, my division winners, or excuse me, my order of the division and how it will finish for the NFC East is the following. I've got the Eagles winning this division, folks. Not a big surprise here. I know some people have picked the Cowboys, but I have them finishing second. And to me, it's just, I can't find many flaws on how any other team in this division beats the Eagles. They have Jalen Hurts, who played at an MVP level last year. They've got a fantastic offensive line, fantastic defense. Yeah, the run game might suffer a little bit with Miles Sanders gone, but not really. Rashad Penny's decent. Kenneth Gainwell's solid. The receivers are, obviously elite in A.J. Brown. And then you got Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert's a beast. Like, I'm sorry. The Eagles have virtually no weaknesses. So I'm going to go ahead and say they win this division. And honestly, I don't think it's going to be that close. Maybe the Cowboys make it a little bit competitive, but not really. So I got the Cowboys at 2, the Giants at 3, Commanders at 4. To me, Cowboys are clearly the second best team in this division. Yeah, the Giants with Brian Daboll are solid as well. But to me, it is the Eagles division to lose here. And don't worry, I'm going to break down who makes the, wild card teams as well here. But we'll just break down the division winners for now. And as far as, like the Cowboys, I like them. I don't love them. The Giants, same thing. I'm just not a big believer in Daniel Jones. And yes, they did add Darren Waller, but that wide receiver core is still pretty weak. And the Commanders, I'm just not ready yet. I know a lot of people believe in Sam Howell, but my goodness, can we give them some time here? So to me, they will finish last in this division. So here we go. Let's move over now to the NFC West. All right, and another division where maybe not too surprising here how I have it finishing. Got the 49ers at 1, Seahawks at 2, Rams at 3, and Cardinals at 4. Cardinals at 4 should have no explanation necessary. This team is definitely tanking for Caleb Williams and getting that #1 pick next year, man. This team's going to be awful. I don't expect Kyler Murray to play this year. It's just bad. And Cardinals are going to be last in the NFL, not just the division, by the way, all right? As far as, the 49ers, I know they traded away Trey Lance, but let's be honest, what was he providing to them for the right now? Maybe he's got potential for the future, but he's on a different team. Brock Purdy is what, again, they're rolling with, and then you've got Sam Darnold as his QB2. So as long as Brock Purdy doesn't make mistakes and he manages what Kyle Shanahan needs him to do, they're going to be right there in the mix as one of the top teams in the NFC. And you've got CMC, you've got Debo, you've got Brandon Ayuk, you've got George Kittle, you've got Nick Bosa, you've got an incredible defense. Again, no holes or weaknesses besides the fact that you got a lesser quarterback than the Eagles in Brock Purdy versus Jalen Hurts. So to me, the 49ers are going to win this division. I like the Seahawks as well. Let's see if Geno can repeat his magic from last year when he won Comeback Player of the Year. And, I like the group. They added Jackson Smith and Jigba, but let's see if they can repeat that. And then as far as the Rams, very shaky because of the fact that, again, Cooper Kupp's already got a setback. Matt Stafford, how is he going to look coming off an injury? And, Aaron Donald, will he still be motivated? This Rams team, they don't have a lot of talent. It's very top-heavy, and I could see things going pretty south fairly quickly here. So I'm not a big believer in them this year. They already got their ring, so at this point, it's, kind of gravy, if you will, if they are able to, make that magic happen again, which I don't think they will. All right, let's move over now to the NFC South. All right, so this is, to me, one of the worst divisions in football, maybe the worst. But I've got the Saints winning this division because somebody has to, right? The Saints to me, so I've got the Saints number 1, Bucks number 2, Falcons 3, and the Cardinals 4. Excuse me, not the Cardinals 4. The 4th team in this division is going to be the Panthers. So to me, when I take a look at this division, I've got the Saints winning this division because to me, they have got, again, the best roster out of all of the divisions, out of all of the teams here. And when we take a look at the quarterback position, they've got the best quarterback right now out of all of the teams in the division. I will take Derek Carr over Baker Mayfield. I will take Derek Carr over Desmond Ridder. And I'll take Derek Carr right now over Bryce Young. Bryce Young, again, could have a very solid future. But for the right now, Derek Carr is better. They have Alvin Kamara, who's going to miss 3 games due to suspension, but he will be coming back. You've got a very solid defense. And I believe this is a roster, again, with Chris Olave, who's got a lot of potential, man. He could break out this year. Michael Thomas coming back. It's a roster with talent. It's got talent. All they have to do is just make sure that they, Derek Carr doesn't make a lot of mistakes and he's able to just lean on his defense and he's able to just produce that way. And honestly, it's a weak division. So they don't have to do much here. They don't have to put up 40 points every game to be able to win here. It's a very weak division here. And so I got the Saints winning. All right. As far as the Bucks being 2, folks, like if you want to say Falcons, if you want to say Panthers, I'm not going to fight you, honestly. But none of these teams are playoff teams. The Bucks have, again, Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, but Baker Mayfield, like at this point, we know what he is. He's not very good. And so to me, I think they'll be solid, but nothing special. They weren't even great with Tom Brady his last year. So it is what it is. Maybe the Falcons can, jump them. But again, I'm not a big Desmond Ridder guy. He has to show me before I believe it. I like Bijan Robinson. He could be very good. Kyle Pitts, inconsistent. How is Arthur Smith going to use those guys? Drake London, I like him. He's got talent. But again, will he be able to utilize these guys properly? He didn't last year. And more importantly, will Desmond Ridder be better than Marcus Mariota was last year? It shouldn't be very hard, but will he? I don't know just yet. So I'm going to put them at 3, and then finally the Panthers at 4. I like Bryce Young. I like him a lot, folks. The offensive line is terrible. His receivers are very slow. Like, how is he going to produce points here? The Panthers are just going to be a disaster this year, I feel like. And, Bryce Young will probably want to, really hope they upgrade the roster over the offseason because it's not going to be pretty for him this year. Finally, here we go. NFC North. Here is how I have the division shaken out in front of you. So here we go. I do have the Detroit Lions winning this division for the first time since I believe 1993. So it has been very, very long, over 30 years, about 30 years. Yeah, a little over 30 years since they've won this division. At 2, I've got the Minnesota Vikings. At 3, I've got the Bears. And at 4, I've got the Packers. Now, hear me out, all right, because we're going to go through the wild card teams here. But as far as the NFC North, I've got the Lions winning this division just based off the fact that I believe they are the team that is going to be the most hungry team, and they've got the talent now to kind of back that up, and I believe they are going to take that next step. So last year, the Lions, again, improved, got better, and this is the year they kind of break through and actually make the playoffs and win the division. All right? Dan Campbell, one of the front runners for Coach of the Year, which I'll talk about in my award prediction video. He goes to bat for his guys, and he is going to go all out every single game. Jared Goff, people can make fun of him all they want, but he was very productive last year, 29 touchdowns to only 7 interceptions. So I think he's going to be solid as well this year. Again, Amon-Ra St. Brown, one of the most underrated receivers in football. We do know that. Jameson Williams is going to miss some time, but I think he will be back. They do have Sam Laporta that they drafted. And the defense with Aiden Hutchinson and this team, very, very solid. Also, they added Jahmyr Gibbs at running back. They got Monty from the Bears. Like, this team has talent, people. This team has talent, and I think this is the time that they break through. I'm not going to say they have the greatest talent on paper, but they have what you need to kind of match the intensity that they play with and the kind of, determination that they do play with. So I think this is the year for the Lions to win the division. At 2, I've got the Vikings. Now, look, I know they lost Alvin Cook, and I know they lost Adam Thielen, but Alexander Madison's one of the best backups in football. He is a very solid backup. And then they drafted Jordan Addison, who should be better than Adam Thielen was last year. So to me, this is Vikings roster is going to put up a lot of points. They'll also give up a lot of points, right? They'll score 30, but give up 30. There's going to be a lot of shootouts, but when you got Justin Jefferson, when you have Kirk Cousins, who's, again, a solid quarterback, he's not elite, but he's solid, they're going to win a lot of games. They won the division last year, so I can't just have them go from first to last. I'm going to have them go, not win the division, but finish second here, and that's how I have the Vikings. The Bears at 3, they do make a leap. They do improve, so just hold on, again, until I talk about my playoff teams here. But I do think the Bears, again, make that leap this year with Justin Fields, really getting into the upper echelon of QBs. They upgraded the receiving core. They upgraded the offensive line. They upgraded the defense as well. Like, they have upgrades everywhere. This team is going to be much improved. Certainly nowhere to go from their league worst record last year at 3 wins. So to me, the Bears finished 3. And I got to be objective here, people. So that's what I'm going to do, and that's what I am. So again, just keep that in mind. And at 4, I've got the Packers. Now look, no hate here, Packers fans. If you want to know why I have the Packers finishing 4th, here is why. As of right now, we do not know what Jordan Love is. Yes, you can project him to be, solid and fairly good, sure. But to me, the Packers, nothing about them kind of appeals to me. Aaron Jones is a solid running back. So is A.J. Dillon, but they're not elite. The receivers, Christian Watson's, got potential, but he's not elite. Romeo Doubs, same thing. He's just a decent receiver, nothing special. Tight end spot, they got rookies there. The defense, yeah, you got Jair Alexander. You got a couple of guys as well, but nothing, where I'm saying it's an elite defense. So it's like all across the board, I think the Packers are just okay. They're not special. And so to me, if Jordan Love isn't, above average, if he's just average, I don't see this team making enough noise to, compete in this division. I think after, going from Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers to now Jordan Love, it is going to be a drop-off here. You can't just go from Aaron Rodgers to another quarterback and maintain that same level of play unless you have an elite quarterback. And I don't think Jordan Love is going to be elite. That is my belief and conviction for why I have the Packers finishing dead last. I believe Jordan Love is going to be average. All right, I believe that is what he's going to be. And so to me, again, all of these teams in the NFC North could finish somewhere between like 8 to 10 wins. So I'm not saying, the Lions are going to win 13 games and the Packers are going to win 4. No, it could be very close. It's just, I don't believe in the Packers like I believe in the other teams. So to me, they are going to be the last team in this division. That is what I believe. So here we go. Those are my NFC division winners. All right, now it's time to talk about the better conference, which is the AFC. And boy, is it loaded. Let's start with the AFC East. So here we go. I've got the AFC East here for you guys, and I've got the Bills winning this division, okay? Got the Jets finishing at 2, Dolphins at 3, and Patriots at 4. Let's just get the Patriots out of the way, folks. They have the worst quarterback in the division. This team has the least amount of talent out of all the other teams in the division. They're not going to compete here. I'm sorry. I know they have Bill Belichick, the greatest coach of all time, but a coach can only do so much when the roster isn't as good. And yeah, I'm not a big believer in Matt Jones. And Ezekiel Elliott, adding him to the team, that's not going to be the difference here. So to me, the Pats, definitely dead last. If you want to make an argument now with the Dolphins, the Jets, and the Bills on either of these 3 teams to win the division, you certainly can. I'm rolling with the Bills here because to me, they have the best quarterback right now in Josh Allen. They have arguably the best receiver. Maybe it's Tyreek Hill over Stephon Diggs here in the division, but okay. But they have a better defense than all these guys. Again, Jets can make the argument there. But I kind of have, like, when you combine everything, the better roster with the Buffalo Bills. So to me, the Bills win this division. The Jets finish at 2. I think Aaron Rodgers has a very solid year. We're talking about a motivated Aaron Rodgers. We're talking about a locked, engaged Aaron Rodgers and a Jets team that likes him a lot. You've got talent across the board. The defense is unreal. You've got Garrett Wilson, who's going to have an incredible season. Drafted as a guy in fantasy, man. Dalvin Cook is there now, and you've got Breece Hall, and they're loaded. They're loaded, man. So to me, this Jets team, I know a lot of people are down on them because they think they're overhyped and they think they're not going to be that good. I disagree. I think the Jets are going to be very, very solid. I got the Dolphins at 3 here. I don't have a lot of confidence in the Dolphins, mainly because I just feel like with Tua, yes, he is solid. He is good. But, am I counting on Tua to stay healthy for all 17 games? And I'm just not comfortable with that. I think Tua is going to miss a few games, and that's going to cause the Dolphins to fall in this division. Tyreek and Waddle are great, man, but am I ready to say, Tua's not better than Rodgers or Josh Allen either? The defense is not better than those other defenses. The run game, who do you have? You have Raheem Mostert. Jeff Wilson is on IR now, so it's like even the run game isn't as great. So to me, Dolphins have two elite playmaking receivers. You've got a quarterback who's got potential, but he's injury prone. They finish at 3. All right, let's move over to the AFC West here. I've got the Chiefs winning this division. Obviously, no surprise there, right? I got the Chargers at 2, Broncos at 3, Raiders at 4. Again, let's start with the last team. The Raiders, to me, aren't going to be that great here. You got Jimmy Garoppolo. You're going from Derek Carr to Jimmy Garoppolo. Maybe that's a wash, right? Devontae Adams is great. He's going to put up numbers. But other than that, what do you really have? The defense is not going to be very good. This team, let's just be honest, not as good as the other ones. Yeah, they could finish 3 because the Broncos could be a disaster again. But I'm not counting on that. And here's why. Let's move on to the Broncos now. I think Sean Payton comes in here and he gets the culture going right. He's going to tell Russ, look, we're going to run the football. We're going to go ahead and make sure we limit your plays, and we're not going to let Russ cook because we saw what happened last year. They let Russ cook and he burned down the kitchen. So I think the Broncos will be better, but they're not going to be better than the Chiefs or the Chargers. All right. I think Russell Wilson's going to have a bounce back season, but he won't have Jerry Jeudy for a lot of the time. He's going to miss time. So it'll be Cortland Sutton. It'll be Greg Dulcich. The defense will carry him. It'll be low scoring game. So to me, Broncos at 3. Chargers. I'm a big believer in the Chargers this year, man. I didn't pick them to beat the Chiefs here, but honestly, I could easily see them winning the division. Talent all across the board, but the biggest difference with the Chargers this year, they changed their OC, and they have Kellen Moore now from the Cowboys. Justin Herbert is going to go off. Kellen Moore is going to have this offense humming. They added Quentin Johnston. You've got Mike Williams. You've got Keenan Allen. Gerald Everett is solid. You've got Austin Eckler. Again, Justin Herbert. The defense has Joey Bosa and Khalil Mack. And look, folks, talent all across the board. This team is legit. They could win this division. I just didn't do it because I couldn't do it. I picked, Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. But wait and stay tuned until I talk about my playoff teams. All right, so here we go with the Chiefs. All right. Again, no surprise here. When you got the best quarterback in the world, you're probably going to be able to rack up as many division wins as you want and, win the division anytime you want, right? That's what we saw with Tom Brady and the Patriots for so many years. Now, the division's better than the AFC East was at that time, but still, to me, it's Mahomes, Kelsey, it's Andy Reid. I don't know what else you need to talk about. We're talking about the defending champs here. All right, so let's just move on. All right, so we'll talk about now the AFC North. And to me, this is arguably the best division of football, folks. Very, very good division. But I've got this shaken out the following way. The Bengals win the division here. Ravens at 2. Browns at 3. Steelers at 4. I don't understand the Steelers hype that much, man. Kenny Pickett last year did not impress me as much as a lot of people, say that he impressed them. To me, he is clearly the 4th best quarterback in this division. Yeah, he could improve, but I'm not taking him over Joe Burrow. I'm not taking him over Lamar Jackson, and I'm not taking him over Deshaun Watson. There's a chance he could outplay Deshaun, but I'm still not doing it. And when we talk about the skill group, I mean, Deontay Johnson, George Pickens, it's okay. It's nothing great. The defense is solid. I like TJ Watt, but I'm just not ready to do it. They finished 4. At 3, we've got the Browns. I think Nick Chubb is going to lead the league in rushing this year and rushing touchdowns probably. I think he's going to be unbelievable. They're going to pound the rock with Nick Chubb, limit Deshaun's turnovers and mistakes, and just ease him back in after, getting all that rust off. And I think the Browns will be solid, but they're not going to win this division. That'll be between the Bengals and the Ravens. And to me, when I talk about two teams and I got to decide between them and it's close, I'll take the better quarterback, and that's Joe Burrow. And obviously, he still has his weapons and Jamar Chase and T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd, and you still got Joe Mixon. I'm gonna take Joe Burrow every time over Lamar Jackson, even though I like Lamar and the team did improve. You got OBJ, Zay Flowers. The offense should be better. He should throw more, but it's close. I'll take Joe Burrow. All right, let's move over to the AFC South here. I got the Jags winning this division here. Titans finish at 2. Texans at 3, Colts at 4. Look, let's just save the analysis here real quick. The Colts, Texans are going to be terrible. The Colts with a rookie quarterback and Anthony Richardson. Not a lot of playmakers around in the Jonathan Taylor situation. Like, come on now. Like, it's just going to be a disaster here. I think they bottom out. The Texans will improve from last year. They were dead last in this division. They'll improve, but not much. You got C.J. Stroud, who's got potential, but this team's defense is still not very good. They have holes all over the roster. You know, Dameon Pierce is a nice back, but he's not elite. Nico Collins is your wide receiver one. You got an old Robert Woods. Like, we got time here with the Texans, all right? Jags, to me, win this division with Trevor Lawrence, the best quarterback in the division by far. They added Calvin Ridley. He's going to pop off this year. And, Doug Peterson's a great coach. And, yeah, the Jags win this division coming off a playoff win last year. The Titans had 2 with the addition of DeAndre Hopkins. I think they'll be solid. I think Titans will be what they always are, which is a solid team that grinds out every single game, makes it tough, but just not good enough to win the division here. So that is, to me, how the AFC shakes out. All right, so here is how I have the playoffs shaken out. We'll start with the NFC first, and we'll go to the AFC. So with the NFC, got the 4 division winners, all right? So let's run through them again. Eagles, 49ers, Saints, Lions. Don't have to talk about this because I just did. So we all understand that. We're on the same page here. Let's talk about the 3 wildcard teams. I got the Cowboys, I got the Vikings, and I got the Bears. So I told you to stay tuned until the end because of this reason. I got 2 teams from the NFC North making it. Look, the Cowboys to me are locked because to me they are a very good roster. They're just in a division with the Eagles. That's why they're not going to win the division, but they will make the playoffs. So I don't think I need to talk about them too much either. Dak, Tony Pollard, CeeDee Lamb, the defense, Micah Parsons, you get the deal here. They're a playoff team. As far as the 2 other wildcard teams, I debated between the Seahawks, the Vikings, and the Bears. Ultimately, I decided to go with 2 NFC North teams. So 3 teams for the NFC North make the playoffs, and here's why. I believe that this is a division where you don't have a clear winner. So in terms of a clear elite team that's going to run away with it, I have the Lions winning it, but I told you it could be very close. It could be Lions at 10 wins and the Bears at 8, the Vikings at 9. It'll be a close division. And so to me, ultimately, I picked the Vikings and the Bears over a team like the Seahawks just because of the fact that I think they've got more upside. Again, I think Justin Fields takes a leap this year. So does that Bears offense. I think he makes a Josh Allen type leap, a Jalen Hurts type leap. And then as far as the Vikings, they have too much offensive firepower, I believe, to not make the playoffs. Look, I don't think they're going to do anything in the playoffs, as you'll see here in just a moment here, but they're going to make it, all right? They have a lot of offensive firepower. Here, let's talk about the AFC now, and I've got the Chiefs, Bills, Bengals, Jags, the 4 division winners again, so we don't need to talk about that. My 3 wildcard teams, Chargers, Jets, Ravens. I love the Chargers this year. I think the Chargers are locked and loaded this year, man. They are going to be special team with talent all across the board. Point me a weakness for the Chargers besides the fact that they're the Chargers and they always choke games and that whole notion that we have. On paper, they don't have a weakness, all right? The Jets with Aaron Rodgers is going to be motivated. They have a great defense. Rodgers is going to come in, put up points. This team's making the playoffs. And then the Ravens, I like them a lot. Toughest division of football, probably the AFC North, so I have to give that division another playoff team as well. So I'm going to do it with the Ravens here. All right, so now let's talk about the AFC and NFC championship games. In the AFC, I've got, get ready for this, the Chiefs, surprise, versus the Chargers. I told you I was high on the Chargers, man, and I'm sticking by it. This team is going to the AFC championship game. Last year, I know they lost to the Jaguars by a point when, again, Trevor Lawrence threw 5 interceptions like in the first half and had the greatest comeback of his life. But I don't think that happens again. I'm telling you, I think the offense is going to be much better. I think they're loaded all across the board. Give me the Chargers versus the Chiefs. And I'll tell you my winner in just a second here. As far as the NFC, folks, I tried really hard. To, be a little different to see if I can find somebody else that can do it. Can't do it. Eagles, Niners, repeat of last year, 2 best teams. It's a weak division. There's teams that can make that leap, not next year. Not this year. Maybe next year, the year after. I don't see it. I could just pick a team and be different. I'm not going to do that. The 2 best teams in this conference are the Eagles and the Niners, and they're going to meet again in the NFC Championship game. The Super Bowl matchup is going to be the Eagles. So they get again to the Super Bowl. They beat the 49ers again versus the Chargers. Yep, I have the Chargers knocking off the Chiefs here. And here's what I'll tell you, folks. I know I picked the Chiefs to win this division, but I'm telling you this. I think with the Chiefs, you've got Patrick Mahomes, right? But you've got an older Travis Kelce. You've got a wide receiving core that I don't have a lot of faith in, right? You've got guys like MVS. You got guys like Sky Moore. Guys like Kadarius Toney. No established names that you feel really good about. Just a bunch of guys, okay? The defense. I mean, Chris Jones, how long is he going to hold out for? Like, do I feel great about it? The running game, Isaiah Pacheco's solid, but it's like everything is on Patrick Mahomes' shoulder. And yeah, he is the best quarterback in the world. He could absolutely make it happen again. But I'm going to go ahead and take a leap of faith in the Chargers. I did this a few years back with the Rams, and they proved me right. I think this is the year. I think this is the year they do it. So give me the Chargers to go ahead, beat the Chiefs, and in the Super Bowl, match up against the Eagles. And you know I got to go all the way here. Chargers win the Super Bowl. I know it's bold, but that's how I feel about it. It is their year. Let me know what you guys think, man. I'm rolling with the Chargers to win this year's Super Bowl. What do you guys think? Leave a comment down below. I could easily pick the Chiefs, man. They could repeat. I could do it. But it's just something about the Chargers that I believe in this year. Just something about them. Let me know what you guys think, man. Your picks. Give me your guys' picks. Leave them in the comments down below. Let me know what you guys think as always. Thanks.